Aces forward Dearica Hamby has filed a federal lawsuit against the team and the WNBA. Hamby says the team started treating her differently before trading her to the Los Angeles Sparks in January 2023. Why? She says it's because she got pregnant, and she's now accusing the team of discrimination, intimidation, and retaliation after she announced she was expecting. Joining me now to talk more about the lawsuit, trial attorney Richard Schoenstein. Richard, thanks so much for being here. This lawsuit claims that Dearica Hamby, quote, lost promotional and/or endorsement opportunities, relocation to a more unfavorable tax environment, and the denial of a chance to participate for a back-to-back WNBA championship, end quote. The question here is, do teams need a reason for trading a player?
Well, not any player. I mean, the question here is not whether or not they had a reason to trade a particular player, but if they did so, if they were motivated at all because she was pregnant, which is what she alleges. What they can't do is trade her or take really any adverse employment action because of her pregnancy. That was something that was added to Title VII, to federal law back in 1978, and she would be protected. Generally speaking, to answer your question, I think you can trade a player for any legitimate reason.
Now, the coach for the Aces publicly said that this wasn't a case of discrimination, saying it was a business decision. The team, they said, was able to get 3 players in exchange for Hamby, but the WNBA launched a formal investigation into the claims last year, and it actually punished the team and the coach, saying the Aces were in violation of league rules. The team lost its first-round draft pick for this next season. The coach was suspended for 2 games without pay. Hamby's attorneys argue the WNBA did not go far enough. You can see the statement there saying that the WNBA at its core is a workplace. It goes on to say that Dearica Hamby was punished for becoming pregnant, and the WNBA responded with a light tap on the wrist. The idea of punishment could be largely subjective. This needs to be proved in this case. How do they do that?
Well, this is an employment discrimination case, right? So the employee has to prove that she was discriminated against, and then it's her burden to prove damages. And some of the things you mentioned that she alleges, going to a less attractive market, losing endorsement deals, losing an opportunity to play for a back-to-back championship, those things potentially could be damages. But it's an interesting question because presumably, you know, she stayed in the WNBA. She got to keep playing. I'm presuming she got paid the same salary because she gets traded, but the salary moves with her.
Correct.
So there is a pretty substantial question here as to whether she's been damaged at all.
I mean, we are talking about a decorated player here, no denying that. She's a 3-time WNBA All-Star, a 2-time 6th Woman of the Year award winner. She just won a medal at the Olympics. How does her body of work factor into this lawsuit?
Well, I mean, she's a great player, so you can't say that they traded her because she wasn't a good player. It may impede the argument that the team's apparently going to make that they were able to trade her for a collection of players that ultimately were more valuable. And that's going to be the team's defense. This was not based on her pregnancy. This was trading one player for multiple players. It benefited the team for lots of reasons. But the fact that the league has already come down on the team and her coach for having done this, that's good evidence in favor of the plaintiff.
And you know, this is an issue that will come up over and over again, I imagine. With that said, what does the NBA need to do to protect its players better, and then in turn really protect itself against similar lawsuits like this in the future?
Yeah, well, I'm glad this issue is coming up on a platform like the WNBA because it's an important issue because, you know, women in the workplace get pregnant and historically they have been mistreated on that basis. There are companies that don't want to promote women because they think they're going to get pregnant and leave to be mothers, or that they're going to get pregnant and take significant time off, take a lot of maternity leave. And that's been an issue at many companies and could be an issue. And you would think in a league like the WNBA, with what it is, who it is and what it represents, that they would very carefully guard against that kind of thing, that they would protect their players and protect their opportunity to be everything they want to be in life, including mothers.
100%. Well said. Richard Schoenstein, thanks so much for your time and your expertise.
Good to be here.
Coming up next on